Today we're going to be taking a look at three optics from Gideo Optics. We're going to be taking a look at their Alpha model, the Omega model, and the Rock model. Now we're going to be talking about the similarities and differences between these red dots. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get over to the bench and make that happen. Here are the three red dots we have from Gideo Optics. And we're going to talk about the similarities first because there's a lot of similarity between these three particular red dots. And that's what's cool, I think, about Gideo Optics is they have a whole lot of similarities. So when you're trying to decide on maybe what's going to work best for you, then heck, you only got to choose between a few of the options or a few of the features. So as far as the similarities go, weight wise, all of them going to come in somewhere in that 1 ounce range. They're going to be waterproof. They're going to be shockproof. These three are all RMR footprint. Footprint is the mounting layout, the mounting style, the mounting design there. They're all going to use the 1632 batteries. They're all top load batteries, which means you're not going to have to pull that optic in the event you need to change the battery. Now, speaking of changing the battery, Gideon says that these have up to 50,000 hours battery life. So that's nice. As far as your adjustments, you do have your elevation and your windage adjustments on each of these, 45 MOA of each. They're going to be parallax free out to 33 yards, which is nice. Available in either red or green reticles on these, also nice. They're going to be shake awake, meaning that they will go to sleep basically after 225 seconds of non-movement. You've got the brightness settings on each, up to 10 levels of brightness on these things. You're going to get a variety, speaking of this mounting pattern, a variety of screws, a plethora of screws, because each application is likely going to require a different screw thread pattern and all of that stuff. But in the event you're not mounting these to something that's RMR ready and you want to go Picatinny, they're also going to all include a Picatinny mount there. And of course, you've got Gideon's lifetime warranty. Now, as far as differences, this is where the rubber kind of meets the road, so to speak. And we've got a few differences in overall dimensions. The Alpha and the Rock are going to be the same overall dimensions, even though the windows in there look a little bit different, right? Overall dimensions are going to be 45 millimeter by 32 millimeter by 26.4 millimeter. And then the Omega here with the more rounded window, a little bit larger, coming in at 52.5 millimeter by 30.7 millimeter by 31.7 millimeter on the Omega. Now, the window size on these, obviously, as you see all of them, all different. The smallest window of this group is going to be the Rock here, which is 15.5 by 22 millimeter. Next is 17.5 by 27, going to be the Alpha over here. And then the larger window, 22.3 by 27 millimeter, and more rounded, of course, is going to be the Omega. Now, real quick, before we get into the reticle, a similarity that I did not mention is going to be that the reticles on these are all going to be circle dots, but they're going to vary, of course, just a little bit with how those, the size, I should say, of those circle dots. So the smallest of the circle dots on these is going to be the Omega here. And this is going to be a 45 MOA circle with a 3 MOA dot inside. Both the Alpha and the Rock are going to have 65 MOA circles with a 3 MOA dot in the middle. So much larger circle. Same size dot in the middle, but much larger circle than the Omega. So if you like a smaller circle, the Omega obviously is the route you would take. Now, for quick acquisition and for quick transition, or maybe easier or smoother transition. Between the Alpha and the Rock, I find that the Rock does a little bit better because the window is a little bit smaller. I remember those measurements I just told you. Because that window is smaller, even though it's the same size MOA on the reticle, it fills up the window a little bit more. It looks just a little bit larger. You can tell by looking at the back of these optics when we get over here to the Rock. Another reason I really like the Rock is it basically has some rear makeshift sight notches in it as well. So on a lot of applications, you're not going to be able to keep your rear sight and or you're not going to be able to try to co-witness or do anything like that. This already has those little sight notches kind of built into it, which I think is really cool. Now, if you're looking for more specs on these red dots, or you just want a little more insight as to my brain, my thought, and how I rank these particular sites based on my opinions, then I've got a blog post over on the CloverTac.com website. You may want to check that out, and I'll leave a link to that down in the description below. As for this video, though, we're done, so we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.